Hey there.
Hello.
Welcome to another collab video. Now I have Lesley all to myself in my Pilates studio.
Yes. And for those of you who have been checking out our collaborations, Andrea and I are in the same place.
Yes.
So we are doing some Pila Tequila talks for the next few weeks, answering questions that you've sent in. And
today we're going to ask a question. Lesley's going to answer. And the question is, why do you like or do you not like the bare Footbar?
oh yes, so on a reformer, this is a Gratz reformer, and this has no pad, and there was a pad on it.
Yes, there was a pad. This is what it looks like. It's very thick.
It's very thick, and it's, you know, quite comfortable to your feet when your feet are on it, but it's a little bulky for when your hands are on it, I find. And then when I've done snake and twist, it actually is more slippery to me.
I think
it moves.
I think so too.
So do I like or not like pad? I don't, actually. And I have to say, I'm quite surprised at my own answer because I remember when I was first taught Pilates, there was a foot pad, and I would constantly get the same instructions about my wrists and my shoulders on the long stretch series. Every time my hands were on the Footbar, I was constantly being told that I was in my wrist and I wasn't in my center, and I need to get into my center. And when I was going to Vintage where we met, actually, they had no pads. I'm not kidding. I saw that and I thought, that looks like torture. Like, that just looks like the worst thing to put your hands and feet on. It's not going to be comfortable.
It's even shiny and sharp. Right?
Yeah, side note, Pilates is not necessarily comfortable and not supposed to be.
Right.
But I did this session, and yes, my feet did not love it on footwork, but that's 10 reps and then you move on. Like, it's not a big deal. And the more I've gotten more connected to my center, my feet don't even notice it anymore, whether I have 3 springs or 4 springs. So I actually prefer to not have a pad. And for my clients at the studio that I'm at, I have no padding. But if somebody complains, I do use this because it does give a little something between the two. But I take it away, and then ideally we don't use anything for the hands. So if we have to get past the pain in the feet, we'll use this, and then nothing for the hands. I think you just get more connected to your equipment. And I know that you've even talked about it, like the equipment is meant to support you and to help you connect to it. And anything that would not be it is actually a barrier to you connecting to your equipment.
Yeah.
So even my yoga teacher, when we're on our yoga mats doing tree, right, the standing with on one leg, you'll watch people wobble. You take them off their ridiculously thin yoga mat. A yoga mat is actually like half the size of this, and they balance no problem. So the closer you can actually connect to the actual item you're trying to connect to, the better. So take it away. And if it's a little painful, I find that you need to move your feet up a little bit more and be more on, like, if this was my foot, like the metatarsals right here. So you're actually not on any bones. And I have almost no padding on the bottom of my feet. So if you're like, I have no padding, me either. And you can get there. And again, it's 10 reps. So it's really like minimal. And the more you get your seat working, the better. So I think I'm a fan of no pad. If you don't have a Gratz at home and you want to test this out, call the manufacturer that you're with and just ask them if you can remove the pad and if you can put it back on if you don't like it. I do know that they have a lot of replacement pads, so to me it sounds like you could. I would just make sure that your bar, like ours, are actually pretty smoothed out. So without a pad, you're not worried about any like metal, anything touching.
Yeah, like anything like industrial wise that they're covering up.
Yeah,
that's true.
So talk with them. But again, if you can get no pad, I think you're really going to find you like the way your hands feel on it and the way your feet feel on it. And it will change all of the connections. So thank you for joining me and Andrea. And make sure, if you haven't checked out her answer on this, you're going to go over to her channel, and I'll have the link down in the show notes below.
And then you can find out what I think about to pad or not to pad.
That is a good question.
That is a good question.
See you next week.
Bye.